Yo, what's up, everybody? It's your favorite candy lady, MrsiCandi. And I got my girl Karma Fox, who's muted and her face is hidden, but she's here. I promise you, she's here. So, welcome to If You Like It. I love it, y'all. We are doing our hot topic pop culture segment for the day. And it's so much that we probably could have spoke about, but we are totally going to have a main topic today. Sometimes we don't have a main topic, we just talk, but we do have a main topic today, and we will be talking about the Montgomery Boat Brawl. Okay, so we gotta handle our business and actually cover other topics, and get to that. So we're gonna start off with our praise report. Carmen ain't here yet. She left. I think she might have been having some technical difficulties, but I'm gonna start with my praise report and then let her come back in a second. Wait a minute. I'm sorry. She's messaging me something. What happened? What happened? Don't y'all like technology is like, so praise report for me, y'all. School starts next week. I don't know if any other parents out here is like me, where we are like, yes, thank you, Lord. It is time to get these kids back in school. Are y'all like me? Are you guys also wanting the kids to go back to school, or you guys been enjoying the summer? You're enjoying your kids. I have been enjoying my kids. However, they have been eating me out of house and home. Well, not them. I'm gonna say the teen, because a teenager be smashing, and because she's a teen, she's the one that's home more than the toddler. The toddler is always gone. So I'm excited that next Thursday that teen go back to school, but she's starting high school. So y'all, my praise report is totally for my baby girl. All her little outfits. She got her outfit. She got her shoes. She getting her hair done. She ain't playing. She coming to high school like what?
Something else. I love that.
Yeah, I'm excited. Look, I'm excited for her. Come on, like, oh, we in high school. I liked high school, so I think that's probably why I'm excited. I'm hoping that she actually enjoys it, because so many people didn't. But
yeah, I did in high school and kissed my ass. You can't get me at the 10-year, 15 or 20-year reunion that's coming up. I'm never seeing y'all again. Kiss my ass. I talked to the ones that are still here today, and the rest of y'all can go to hell.
yeah,
Hated
a lot of people had that experience. A lot of people did, and I did, and I really enjoyed high school. So, like, when I went to my 20 reunion last year, I like got my life. Like, what y'all been doing? Like, I had fun. But my best friend, though, he almost had an anxiety attack because he did not have a good high school experience like I did. So he was at the reunion and he wanted to go to the reunion, but I didn't know he was like sitting there like about to have an anxiety attack about it. You know what I'm saying? Until after we left, and he told me,
It's horrible.
Was it?
It's horrible. Yeah, I wouldn't do it again. I hated everything about it. Now, if I could be the person who I am today and I could do high school all over again, but no, no, that gave me too much anxiety.
I get it.
And I didn't have my anxiety like fully diagnosed at that time, neither.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, no, it was bad.
Kids is a lot. Kids, it is a lot. It's a whole bunch to maneuver when you are just a child, in the sense. You know what I'm saying? So you don't have the proper tools to deal with some of the crap they bring to you. So I can understand that. I was blessed not to have. I mean, I had a couple of moments, you know what I mean, in high school, like fights and whatever. But I don't know. I learned how to stand on my own. I wasn't like trying to follow other people. If you ain't like me, F you. Like I ended up really getting, you know what I'm saying, become myself in high school. Because I started off high school, like, because I went to Wyoming. So I started off in the 8th grade at Wyoming, and we transitioned to the high school. So I knew everybody that was in my grade or whatever already. So when I got to high school, me and my crew of friends, we fell out that summer before high school. So I was coming in high school with no crew, no people to hang with. Like, I really had to learn a lot on my own because I'm stubborn. I was like, I don't rock with y'all. F y'all ain't my friends. And meant it. So I had to like go in and start over. And I met some lifelong friends that I'm still tight with. You know what I'm saying? So I don't regret it, but I understand why some people would. And I'm hoping that my daughter is able to maneuver and have a good experience, especially
She'll
if I'm
be
there.
great. Yeah,
Yeah,
she'll be fine. It'll work out well.
yeah.
Absolutely.
So what's your praise report, Karma?
I went viral again.
He did. As a matter of fact, let me look real quick, y'all, and just let y'all know the number, the count so far. It was like
That made me happy in my spirit. So that's my praise report. I cannot believe it. That's twice within like 30 days. Like that
yeah.
is like ridiculous. And I'm very excited.
Let's see. Karma is she almost at 500,000, 488,000 views.
Listen,
And I
I
will be showing
be
you
happy
guys
when
the
I get
video.
100 people. I get happy when I see 100 people that seen it and 2 done like this. So for it to get to that has been, such a blessing, and to be able to hear people's stories in my inbox and comments and being all of that, like that was an amazing week. I still think I'm taking it all in, because I be telling you all the time, like I don't know what's happening here. You know what I mean? So I'm just taking it all in, but I really, really love the fact that, I can hear people's like stories. That's like the best part of it all. So that's my praise report, is that, sometimes we don't be seeing the potential in ourselves that others see in us. And I'm still trying to convince my shadow that I'm someone worth following a lot of the times. You know what I mean? So it is always nice when God can reassure that there is a greater plan, that you are here to affect and impact people on a grand or a larger scale than you can even imagine. And I felt like that was him letting me know that, this week.
Right.
And
the fact that you got another viral like 2 weeks later, yeah, God was telling you something. Like, girl, you was
I feel like He telling me something now. Y'all know my anxiety be anxietying. Oh, my anxiety be anxietying. But it is, like I said, it's just, that's probably been the highlight, not because it went viral, but just because I feel like God is telling me that there is something bigger than even the list that I have asked for.
Nice.
Girl, you know me, I just be trying to get Pediasure at an you know what I'm saying? Listen, my list be real. Like, I just want to take some vacations without wondering about my check-ins and savings.
Right.
Like, I just want to be comfortable.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Where you can do things and finances don't necessarily hinder your opportunities. That's all I've asked for, and asked how I can serve Him and do it. So this was not a part of a plan to ever do that. So I feel very humbled and honored about going viral twice within 30 days. That is craziness.
That's beautiful.
Crazy.
I love it. I love it. So the viral video of the day happened to be like the main topic, because that's what we've been talking about all week. I only have a few topics to talk about before we get into that. So this will probably be like an hour show. But I do have a couple of topics I want to talk about. So let's start with my congratulations are in order for the Russell Wilson and Sierra family.
Yes.
Because Sierra announced that she is having another baby. Listen,
Russell's
y'all.
Fourth child. Russell's fourth child. Not his third, his fourth.
His fourth. Right after Future tried to throw some shade at Russell in a song, CC pop out, boom, and I'm having another one of his babies. Oh, I love it. I just love the timing of it all. The timing of it all is just beautiful to me. I was just so proud. So she did recently released a new video with Chris Brown, and that's how she announced her pregnancy in the video. She shows off her baby bump, and I'm just so proud and so happy for Sierra, because people like really truly be hating on Sierra and Russell being together. Hey, Rezzy Pooh, you see CC having a baby number 4. I'm hyped for them. I think it's beautiful that they're still able to expand their family. We still ain't seen nothing bad. People, like, I was talking about this last week, how people are problematic about Russell because, like, he seems like just a decent dude. Like, you know what I mean? And I just like that regardless, they living their best life. And he's still loving his woman, still putting babies in her, still successful, still out here playing football. She's still making music. I'm happy for them. I love to see, that for people, especially people that's always talked about. Like, I've been rooting for the underdog. So I'm very proud of the Wilson family for sure.
It's a beautiful thing. I'm excited for the Russell family. Like, it's gorgeous to see. And I don't know what people's problem is with Russell. I guess because he doesn't fit the same fuckboy ideology as other people. I don't know, but I didn't know being a good person intimidates other people.
Yeah, people praise fuckboys. I don't know why, but they do. It's really weird to me. Like, and it's women and men. And it's interesting that people praise fuckboys and fuckboy behaviors, but they have daughters and mothers and sisters and cousins. Do you want them with fuckboys? Like, you know what I mean? Like, how do you want like to praise fuckboys, but you don't want them with your family members? It's like, okay, it's just weird to me. But I guess. Something else I don't understand, guys, is this new artist, Sexy Red. I happened to see this soundbite from an interview she did, and I just screen recorded it because I wanted to show it to Karma just to see what Karma thinks about this. Now, I'm not saying that this doesn't happen because I'm sure a lot of us have had issues like this, but it ain't nothing to be proud of.
Candi, I was trying to get me canceled because see, every time she said she ain't show me something in real time, it's about to be some bullshit.
And I don't think it's that bad though, because I think it might be relatable a little bit, but not to the extent of her. But let's watch it.
Baby, because I went through my baby daddy phone, baby daddy was talking to I whipped his ass. Right? I whipped my baby daddy's ass.
Like you beat him up for real?
We be fighting for real.
You lying.
Oh, he fight back? He fight back?
Yes, bro. He trying to fight back. Like me and my baby daddy, we upped our Glocks on each other before. Like this.
Damn.
Oh no, I hit him in the mouth with my Glock. He was on it.
You pulled the Glock on. Did it before?
Yeah, I just had that experience before I came down here.
Girl, what in the Zeus Network shit is this? That's all I be saying. I told her every time she don't show me something we finna talk about, it's gonna be some bullshit that I can't process and figure out the right words that I want to use. You know what I mean?
It's your authentic self, though. We like when you authentic.
Yeah, you know that domestic violence bullshit back and fucking forth is for the goddamn birds on both ends. Mm-hmm. I don't understand it. Everybody needs to go to therapy. I don't know what type of flex people think that is to be sitting here beating on one another. Like, because you went through his phone. Like, do you know how dumb you done made you and your baby daddy look that you went on this platform, Queen, and then you started to discuss not only your relationship woes, but the fact that you didn't trust him enough to not look through his phone. You went through his phone, then beat his ass, and then are y'all still together?
Hit him with a Glock. Both of y'all pulled y'all Glocks out on each other. And you hit him in the mouth with your Glock,
which is your children's father, and you are and you're the mother. So, like, what is happening here that you felt like, let me go and open my mouth and tell everybody that this happened? Like, walk me through your thought process. Like, what is happening here?
Okay, so this is a question. This has been a question for a few years now. Because a lot of celebrities nowadays don't feel like they should be role models to the youth, looked up to, you know what I'm saying? Like, they just living their life. They're not trying to be role models. So don't say we role models and kids copying off us, because that's not what I'm trying to do. I feel like even if it's not your intent, sometimes that's what happens. You know what I mean? Like, I think about me growing up, I looked up to Brandy. I looked up to, you know what I mean? I looked up to the way she carried. I wanted to be Brandy so bad just because of the way she carried herself, the way she would dress, the way she would sing. Like, I wanted to be like Brandy. So I know that even though, yeah, we as parents are raising our kids and we want our kids to, you know what I mean? Like, take lessons and stuff from us. I had good parents. My parents was there for me, but I still wanted to be like Brandy. So I do feel like people like Sexy Red, unfortunately, is going to be a person that some of the children look up to. And talking about domestic violence and me pulling out Glock on my baby daddy and him putting his Glock out and me in his mouth is like, gonna be what they hear in their brain. And they suck, you know, like, I don't know. What do you think about that? Like, as far as how that is going to influence children, we can't keep our kids from that kind of stuff.
You can. And I think that there's two things here. I think number one, I think that parents keep trying to shield their children from the world. There are people who think like this, and they are going to have these types of interactions with people. And instead of trying to shield them from real world experiences, it is our job as their first teachers or role models to tell them how to counteract that type of toxicity, right? There's too much emphasis and responsibility to these people who have large platforms. And although we would like for them to acknowledge their platform and do things positives, they do not owe us that. And so a lot of them do not want to take on the terminology of role model because it's too much responsibility to raise children that are our job, right? They are there to entertain in whatever capacity they want to, and they don't care about our goddamn kids. We are not actually their target. The kids are not their target audience as well. That type of podcast really ain't for a 10 or 9 or a 12-year-old, if we're going to be honest. But because the internet is so accessible, they're going to run across these things. What really irks me about the role model ideology is like, do we have this same, like, we don't have this same type of standard for regular ass people today. Like, if everybody would just stay in their lane and focus on being a role model for their individual tribe, you wouldn't give a damn about Sexy Red or anybody else, because you've instilled the right seeds and the right values in your children, that they would know what to do, what not to do, and all those other things. So I mean, what we gonna do? Like, throw Sexy Red away, throw Pornhub away? Like, these are just natural. These are adult things that kids have access to, and we just need to figure out about talking about the certain level of access that they do have, and just have real conversations. But it's really not Sexy Red's job to be somebody role model. If you haven't heard her ideology, she can't role model for herself yet. That queen don't have the tools for herself. So why are we expecting her to have that for millions of people just because you like her music? That's just not logical. It's not rational. That queen is not to that level yet. I don't know how young or how old this lady, this young girl is, but it's clear that she still has her own growth and her own healing to do. So I don't expect anything from them. I would like to see some things, but I only have an expectation of people that they put themselves on. So, for example, if you're a philanthropist, but you still in the church's money, I'm on your neck. Because you set that expectation that you want to give to charity, and now we found out you stealing. That's accountability. But I don't expect for every celebrity to be a philanthropist. You get what I mean? So the whole idea of role model to me is just, I just feel like if you just focus on your own home shit, because that's a lot to focus on, you wouldn't be worried about a Lil Nas X or your kid being gay from Disney or none of this other bullshit, because you cannot control any of that type of access.
Right. I just feel like we got to come to the conclusion that we can't control it. You know what I'm saying?
No, you can't control the access.
Because some people say, well, your kids shouldn't watch nothing like that. It's kind of hard. I got a 14-year-old.
Right, you can't stop. You can put as many parental controls on a cell phone as you want to. That doesn't mean that little Timmy at school ain't gonna introduce it to him.
Your friends
cannot shield your kids from trauma and toxicity. Stop doing that. That's why when they get into college, they twerking and on OnlyFans if that's something you would get sex work for. And that may be what they gravitated towards because you ain't giving them the tools to navigate. You just thought if they ain't see it, they'd be cool. That's not the way that works.
Right. Yeah, I have gotten to the point to where me and my 14-year-old daughter, we have a lot of conversations.
Yes, just
a lot of conversations, like especially with her starting high school, with her, being into, boys and dating, like all of this kind of stuff. Just curiosity is, and I remember being her age. So I'm not, like, I was saying something to my mother, like when I was a teenager, my mother was so far removed from being a teenager that I couldn't talk to her about nothing because she made it seem like she ain't ever been through nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I just want my daughter to understand I've been there. I know exactly where you at because I remember it very well in my mind.
Honestly, I think parents should be using these types of clips and opportunities to start the conversation with their kid. So if you see that they favorite rapper, singer, or whatever, or somebody in their similar genre is having those types of conversations on a podcast, I would be sitting there listening to it with them and saying, what you think about this?
Yeah.
And seeing if they be like, well, shoot, that's wild. Like, I understand because I be somebody ass too. Tell me why. Why wouldn't you have, you know what I mean? Like, I don't see why we're not taking these as opportune moments to have discussions instead of trying to shield it and hoping that Sexy Red give a fuck about your kids. She don't.
She don't. She don't
No.
care about your
God
daddy.
bless Sexy Red.
So right now, why do you think she don't care about?
I don't understand it, but God bless Sexy Red, and my hope for that queen is that she makes some better decisions and choices, because that is seriously. Hopefully, she get her anger and things under control.
Yeah,
like for real for her.
So stuff that could happen when you play with guns is you could go to jail. So Sexy Red, be very careful when you do that, because Tory Lanez is learning the hard way that when you play with guns, there's consequences. He has been sentenced to 10 years for the shooting of Megan Thee Stallion. Followed this case, watched the whole thing go down or whatever. And I don't know if I don't have an opinion about how, like, the sentencing or whatever. I just felt like if you shoot somebody, you need to, that's a crime. I remember when it first happened, like, I didn't really talk about it because I really wanted to watch and see what happened, because everybody was lying in the beginning. And I was like, wait, what? It was just really weird to me how everybody was lying. But I wanted to watch it play out. And the only thing I thought when I first heard about it was, he shot her in the foot. What was he doing? Watching Harlem Nights or some shit? Like, I didn't understand what was going on. So now that he was found guilty, and now he's been sentenced. He got 10 years. He's still claiming his innocence, saying he's not apologizing for something that he did not do. I'm not about to read his whole little statement, but he is still talking about he didn't do it. But, bruh, 10 years. That's all I got to say. Do we have to no longer listen to his music is the question, because of this, or can we still listen to songs of his that we like?
So
I don't like his songs though, so it really don't matter.
I think questions like that needs to be a little bit more broader, or more specific. Like, I don't think that's an impactful question. I saw on TikTok, and a lady put it really well, that sometimes we ask distracting questions, not that they're a bad question, but they're distracting to the bigger issue of something. I don't think the question is whether or not we should be listening to certain artists' music. I think the question may need to be like, why do you want to still listen to it? What was it about that artist that attracts you to them? Why is it hard to detach from that artist? Like, stuff like that. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people use art to be able to navigate therapeutic different things, and their memories may be attached to certain people's art, right? Inspiration for their art may have came from a certain artist. And so I think the why is more important than whether or not we listen to the necessary music. I think that in Tory Lanez's case, I didn't know he had this many fans until y'all came out. I don't know that much about Tory Lanez's music, if I'm going to be honest. The only time I saw that little leprechaun is when he has been destroying people's lives. I don't really know too much, and he didn't get big until, for me, until he did, quarantine radio in 2020. Okay, so I don't know enough about his music on whether or not you should or shouldn't listen to. I don't think that's really. I think that question can be a little divisive. Because then you got to be accountable and go down a rabbit hole. If you don't listen to R. Kelly for what he did, and you don't listen to Tory for what he did, are you going to Chick-fil-A because they're Christian? And does that make you anti-gay if you go to Hobby Lobby? So sometimes we have to really dive into these conversations a little bit deeper than just stating a blanket statement like, if you listen to Tory Lanez, you support abusers. That is not the case for everybody, because if that's the case, we're all supporting either an abuser or a racist in some form or fashion. Like, we're still buying from Shein, and they done stole from other artists, right? So I'm indifferent. With Tory, it's nothing for me to cancel because I wasn't listening to him.
Right. I think for you, you're like, I ain't care about him anyway. Okay. And I guess the reason why I put that question out was because I went to an event on Tuesday. A friend of mine, Robert Hatcher, was in town, and he threw this Taco Tuesday event where they have live music. They have musicians.
My sister went to school with Robert.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was a dope vibe. Food, drinks, everything. They had a DJ playing for the first hour and a half, and then it was live music. And it was real intimate in this house that they rented. It was really nice. But the DJ had played an R. Kelly song, right? People was dancing, they was vibing, anything, none of it. one girl next to me was like, I hate when I'm forced to listen to R. Kelly. Like people, and she like went off, and I was like, oh, snap! Like I get it, and I feel like she was triggered because she's had abuse, right? She's had abuse, so she don't want nothing to do with an abuser, whatever. She's triggered, and I understand that. But like what you just said, why are people listening? Still listening and vibing to him. For me, a lot of my memories are tied to some of them songs. You know what I'm saying? Like my 8th grade graduation was "I Believe I Can Fly." You gonna tell me I can't like that song? You know what I mean?
So Space Jam, the original Space Jam was "I Believe I Can Fly" off of that soundtrack, right? Yes. So there's a lot of memories before we even knew who he was as a person that are attached. And this could go for a multitude of things. This is not anyone caping for abusers or anything. This just can go for the landscape. I think that people who are the most triggered, which their triggers are valid, are the ones that say whether or not you should listen to them. I think reading comments and things like that when it comes to whether or not people should listen to Tory Lanez or Chris Brown or whatever, what I feel like a lot of the comments are saying is that they don't feel seen in their abuse. And it's a little bit of a projection, right? Because even with Tory Lanez being guilty and sentenced to 10 years, there are still Meg Thee Stallion bashing posts to this day. And I am sure that her audience and other people feel triggered by that because they have not been believed and y'all still will listen to this person's music. So that's what I said. I think it's a multitude of different things. But I just don't think we're there as a community to have that type of conversation because we're just so stuck on whether or not we playing Step in the Name of Love, but we're not having more deep, intimate conversations about what that really feels. Because they keep saying stuff like you support the artist when you buy it, but in the same breath, they tell us if we don't buy and download the songs, they don't make any pennies off of streaming. You get a so.
But the thing is, what if you already got the song? What if you already got it? It ain't like you buying it new. But if you already got it, you can't use it though. I'll be like, I don't know. As a DJ that will DJ parties, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes they want to hear R. Kelly, sometimes they don't. Sometimes they gonna want to hear Tory, sometimes they won't. It's really hard for you to put a box on somebody, you know what I mean? Because of
it's
your
it's more complicated than I think the questions that are on the internet is. I think it's just way more complicated and nuanced to that. And I don't feel any ways if I hear a Tory Lanez song. I do feel a ways that I've been seeing today people bash Megan. I'm not fully understanding what fault of hers is it. And I want people to really examine that. Because this is
I don't know. I didn't know that I thought that she would have more fans than him. Like when I watched everything go down, I think the only thing initially for me that I was like looking at people sideways is because everybody was lying. And I was like, well, what's the truth? You know, like, it was just so weird.
But there are going to be some lies in the victim's story, especially when it comes to their sexual history. There's just certain things and I don't care who you are. If there's a traumatic event that happened, but they start pulling shit like your Pornhub history or certain embarrassing things or details to discredit you and your claim that is actually true, you're probably going to lie about it because you do not want those things out into the public. So that didn't deter me from that. And I don't think that he has more fans than Megan. I think that misogyny is a bigger fan. A lot of people ain't never been to a Tory Lanez concert in their life. But more people hate one side than the other. But it's not genuine. How did you feel about the 72 people that wrote him a letter?
I didn't even know they wrote him a letter. See, I don't.
Azalea and many other ones. Meg the reporter is gonna do a YouTube and she's gonna show all the letters. But Mario the singer wrote a letter. There was an
like character letters
in his sentencing hearing to try and basically lower the sentence of it. They wrote character statements. Do you have any thoughts about whoever these 72 artists are? Like I said, I know for sure one is Iggy Azalea and one is Mario, but there are obviously 70 others that wrote character statements for Tory. Do you have any thoughts on that?
I mean, character for what? He shot her in the foot. Like, I mean, what are you gonna say? Like, he's a good guy, and You know, normally he's been a good friend to me. He still shot somebody in the foot. I don't know.
So here comes the complicated part of the situation why I'm kind of like indifferent, because I see both sides. I don't know why I don't have Libra somewhere in my chart, because I feel like I be seeing a lot of different angles.
Okay.
I feel as if when people write these character statements, they can only write it from their experience with you. Right? Yeah. So if you were to murder 20 people, my experience would not have been that. They could interview me all day and I could not attest for that type of violence because it would be untrue, be unfounded. I didn't experience that. So in one sense, I can understand that maybe Tory, like most abusers were a totally different person to the 72 people that wrote that letter, right? What I can't understand or completely get behind is that I don't know, because I would know that the victim is telling the truth. I can't write that to say you deserve less.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, you're guilty for doing this. So I can't write a statement that sways injustice for the victim. I can come visit. I can come love on you. I can come visit.
So that's where I go with accountability, because I've had to go to court once. I had to do custody. And I had people write character witnesses or whatever about me, and I understand the purpose of them, right? So I can understand the need for a character reference letter. However, I have a cousin that's in prison for life for murdering somebody, right? I'm not, and I've had family members that post like free Pookie, get Pookie out. They still talk about it. They be wearing free Pookie shirts at the family reunion, like they still, do that. I don't do that because Pookie killed some damn body. Like, and it wasn't self-defense. Pookie was just out in these streets trying to be, whatever. So why would I say free Pookie when some people was missing their family member? You know what I mean? Like, I can't get with that. Love you, cuz. Like, you know what I'm saying? And if I want to see you, I can come see you. If I want to write you, I can write you. But I'm not about to say free somebody that I know snatch somebody's life senselessly. Like, so it's, I get what you're saying. That's like people who are family members of a serial killer. They get caught, right? And then they go to court and like they sister or cousin or mother and say, I love them. They're a good person and they've done great things, but they've murdered like 12 people. Like, how do you defend that? Like, I don't know. It's not something I would do. I would pass, me personally, but
yeah, I think silence is golden.
Yeah.
I think silence is golden, where it's like, I'm not defending your actions, but I can try and hope for your reform.
Yeah.
But I'm not about to sit here and beg a judge not to.
Right. When people's lives have been taken.
When people's lives have been destroyed because of it.
Like, I can't get with that. Yeah, I just can't. Okay, so moving on from that, y'all. They are still policing teachers' outfits, right? They don't like teachers that maybe have a little bit extra curves, voluptuous teachers with little hips, a little bit of booty. They still were telling teachers how they can and can't dress and what's professional and what's not professional. This post actually came across my feed from Tommy Sotomayor. He don't like Black women that much. This woman is a 5th grade teacher and posted this on her Twitter. I think it's inappropriate, too tight, butt sticking out to greet kids. Am I wrong? Everything to Black women is about their butts and sexualizing themselves. Or am I wrong here? So I'm looking at this picture and I don't see anything sexual or anything about her. So I don't know what Tommy Sotomayor is talking about. I just think he hates Black women still to this day. But Karma, what do you think about this? Do you think the teacher is dressed inappropriately to teach students?
No. Dress codes as a whole usually is there to kind of control what women can wear, because it's never really a long list for what men can wear at work, right? So that there was nothing wrong with her attire. Like you said, some women are just more curvier than others, and it just kind of is what it is. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You have a nice one. Sorry, y'all. That was my dasher. He was so nice. So yeah, I don't think that there was nothing wrong with it. I think people need to question why they can't control themselves if somebody's not wearing a certain attire. Right?
I guess because back in the day, our teachers, like, I'm trying to think of what they dress like, and I had older teachers too, so
but the dress code was a lot different, and the selection of clothes were a lot different. Listen, like, my mom is a plus size woman, and back then they had this store called Catherine's, but it wasn't Lane Bryant,
right?
Like, so certain even cheaper clothes didn't look as stylish as they do today. They didn't have a sheen, right? Mm-hmm. And so they dressed however they dressed, right? But it still doesn't take the fact or negate the fact that it really doesn't matter. The fact that you think that these kids are being sexual, the third graders are looking like she thick. You know what I'm saying? Like, people need to unpack their own issues. Because why are you saying that these kids is already on some of that? It like you said, you gotta consider the source as well. You're right. He ain't liked himself or black women in quite some time. He is still on the prayer and shut-in list, so that he can get some prayer and some hope and some whatever the hell he needs to make it make sense for him. Because he's also. I got me some Taylor Ford.
Oh, okay, come on, Dash.
I can only drink a little bit because I don't know what they put in this. But it'd be too much. I gotta only drink a little bit. I don't have a glass because I got babies. Okay.
Let's see. Uno. Are you good at playing Uno? Because if you are, Mattel is looking to hire a chief Uno player, and you'll be paid $4,444 a week. Listen, me and my family, we do Uno. That's our.
They don't play like we play. I keep telling Uno don't know their own rules. We can't play that game because they ain't playing right. You ain't gonna have me sit here reading instructions and confused. I can't play Uno like they playing. If we playing by Mattel, I don't want to play because if I can't fuck you up with two skips and a draw four all at once, I'm not doing it. So it's a hard pass for me because
what about stacking in Uno? Do you do stacking?
Like, I'm gonna flip a table over and say, I don't know the rules of your game.
If someone throw a draw two down, can you throw a draw two on top of it and then go back to the
it's two players?
Yeah.
Two players or more than two?
Period. Like, if it's three of us and you throw a draw two, and then let's say J Mill threw a draw two, that means I would have to throw a draw four. If I threw one, it go back to you. You got to draw six. Do you?
Girl, I'm down for whatever. But what I'm not down for is just one draw two. You feel me? And then it's over. Like, me and you playing, I put down a draw two, bitch. That's your turn. Draw two. It's my turn again. That's your turn. Ain't no you draw two and then you get to like throw down the color.
Okay.
When you draw, you don't have that particular turn, and I keep going. Now, like I said, when I play Uno.
That's the important part about playing Uno is you got to be with some people. You got to know the rules, y'all. You got to know the rules. And I just got hit with Uno Flip, Uno Wild,
Girl,
Uno Flex.
Talking about they be trying to razzle dazzle motherfucking Uno, and I don't have that type of. I will say this was my favorite shit. They had one Uno card that was blank that you could drop, bitch. We was talking about pick up the deck, bitch. Like, we was putting cuss words and shit on there, pick up the decks. And I do like the blank Uno cards where I can make my shit up. But other than that, y'all can call me
Megan Thee Stallion in the building. We see you. We see you repping for Megan.
We see you. And yeah, we don't care for Iggy Azalea. We don't even know what girl.
I don't know what that letter ain't gonna help nothing. In my opinion. That's
girl,
my
Iggy. So I blame y'all. Y'all made Iggy popular. Y'all get that. See, every time a black person co-signs on a white rapper, this is what happens every single time. Every single time. I blame y'all. I blame y'all and T.I.
Okay, so question before we go into the main topic. I do have a question. I saw this was a viral post. I didn't screenshot it or take a picture, but I'm just gonna pose the question, right?
Oh, here comes some bullshit, y'all, because I don't know what she about to say. That's how I know it's gonna be
I think it's just a fun question. It's not a bad question. It's a fun question, in my opinion. If you were able to wake up and be a man for 24 hours, what would you do?
If I can be a man for 24 hours, what would I do?
Yes.
And 24, ooh, that ain't a lot of time.
No, you just got 24 hours.
That ain't a lot of time. Man, I know for sure that, well, see, that's the thing. I don't want to be a man for 24 hours. I want to be like somebody like that's a man for 24 hours.
A certain person?
Like a certain person. You know what I mean? Like, I want to be like Diddy for 24 hours so I can just come out the closet. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I could just write a Twitter post and be like, so y'all been right this whole time. I'm pansexual. I'm part of gang. You know what I mean? Like, I want to do that. Like, I want to be a nigga for 24. I want to be Future for 24 hours.
You want to be Future?
When I tell y'all I would destroy, I'd be swiping his motherfucking credit card and sending Amazon packages to my house. I don't want to be a nigga, but I will be somebody else's nigga for 24 hours. And when I say by the time I am done swiping cards, bitch, it won't be nothing left. I will fuck up their credit, their bank account, their mental health. Oh, I would have such a motherfucking time in my life. You hear me? And then I would come back as me and say, City Girls up a million. You hear me? All of us. All of us.
Why is my answer so basic? Like, I want to do, I want to pee standing up. I don't know why. I just want to know what the shit feel like for dudes. I want to get head from a dude, and I want to bust a nut like a dude. Because I feel like that fucks up their brain sometimes. Like, you know what I mean? Like, seriously, I feel like the head at the bottom control their brains and they can't think or whatever. Like, I understand good sex as a female, right? I do. I understand good sex. Good sex is great. I love it. But I can like take a break. I ain't gotta just sleep with anybody because I need sex. They will sleep with anything, anybody. Like, you know, they will jump through hoops to make sure they get it. I want to know what it feels like. Like, what is this amazing feeling that make y'all so stupid? I just want to know. So I don't want to be a dude.
I probably would do that as well, but I'm gonna run through their homeboys and find out which ones is really gay. I'm gonna start sending texts to their homeboys to see which one's for it. When I say I'm picking up somebody's life, I'm picking somebody and I'm picking it up. That 24 hours is gonna be heavy. You hear me? Black Twitter gonna have a whole thread by the time I'm done with the celebrity person that I want.
We need to vote. We're gonna do a vote. Let's do a vote, y'all. Next week, I want y'all to give me the person that y'all want Karma to be for 24 hours. Because there's so many F-boys out here.
I want to be one of them for 24. Don't give me no broke nigga. I don't want a broke one. I need to be able to do what I need to do. And I don't need money to hinder my opportunities of destruction. Okay? So yeah. they need to have a little change. Just as I said, Future's up on deck. You know, Nick Cannon, his turban can be up on deck. He's gonna wake up with 10 more people pregnant fucking with me. I will continue to stretch it. It's up and it's stuck.
I love it. I love it. Okay, well, let's get into some more interesting stuff, y'all. Did y'all pay attention to this Montgomery Boat Brawl? Did y'all get into this at all? So it was so much stuff that I really can't show y'all everything that happened. I do got a couple of these videos that I saved, but it's gonna be so hard to like.
Girl, you gonna get us a community guideline strike.
Okay.
On YouTube.
Okay, so let's just talk about it, right? Let's just talk about it, and then we're gonna show Karma's video so we won't get in trouble. Okay, so what had happened was I know about Montgomery, Alabama, because I got family in Montgomery, right?
You got family there, because when I go next year, I can stay at your house.
Yeah, I got a lot of family there. A lot of family there. Like my family reunions be in Montgomery. So
girl, I didn't even have it on my bucket list. Okay, cool. I'm coming with y'all to the barbecue.
Okay, you gonna come to the family reunion. Okay, because we definitely about to talk about having it there. So the last time we went, we don't have it every year. That's the problem. My mom's side is every year. My dad's side, girl, we be trying. But the last time we had one, we didn't go, but it was probably like 6 years ago. But when I went to the last one I went to, London was little. We went and we got on that boat tour. The tour that y'all saw, I've been on this boat. So I was like, I've been on the Harriet. So I was like, yo, like, I've done this. So I understood exactly what was going on. So it's this tourist experience where you get on the boat and they serve you like lunch or breakfast, like brunch type of thing. You have entertainment where y'all dancing and singing and you riding around for like 2 hours and then they bring you back and drop you off, right? So that our family reunion, our family was on that boat for that experience. And then we got off and we went to our next, like thing we had to do. So it was about like 200 people that was on the boat for this like tour thing that they had going on. And when it was time to come back in, they couldn't dock the boat because it was a little black boat that was blocking where they would actually pull in to dock, right? So the people that was on the boat can get off. So the captain, because I watched the captain's interview today, the captain actually was saying that he said several times, hey, we need you guys to move. Like he was announcing it on a little PA telling them, y'all got to move the boat, whatever. And the people was ignoring them. They shot him a bird. They was not paying attention. Then they got up and they just left out the boat and walked away. They kept their boat parked there, got out the boat and left. So then he sent his co-captain. We all thought it was a security guard, but he really wasn't a security guard. He was like a co-captain. He sent him out there to go and get the boat moved. They called the police, but the police wasn't there yet. So the co-captain go out there and he's actually physically trying to move the boat out the way. But while he's doing that, the owners of the boat walk up to him and then it's a confrontation, right? They're going back and forth. He's asking them to move the boat. I need you to move the boat so we can pull in. So instead of them moving the boat, they don't want to move the boat. I got a picture. I can't show the video. This happened. You see this? This happened. He don't want to move the boat. He hit the co-captain. The co-captain, the black guy, the boat owner and his family is Caucasian. All right? That's where we at. You see this picture? He hit him. So after the black man get hit, he throw his hat in the air. I don't know why he threw his hat in the air, but he threw his hat in the air and then he ready to fight back. Like, I guess he said, I'm getting fired today. I don't care. He hit me and he about to fight back. So he started fighting on the boy. And I guess he's getting, like the lead on him. So then another person runs up and hits the black guy again. So then all I know is I see like 5 people on the black guy. He trying to scrap with the 2 and then another one jump in and then another one jump in. So he is being jumped by this family because they don't want to move the boat. This is what's happening. So while this is happening, he's getting jumped. I see a man up, like, I don't know what he's doing, but you see a man up like here. They all down here and he's running like he's trying to run to come help. Then we see Aquaman. He's swimming. He jumped out the boat to go swim and help. Because you see, look at this picture. Y'all see the black man on the ground at this point. They stomping him and they got him on the ground. So we got an Aquaman swimming over there to help the brother as well. We found out later that the swimmer was actually a co-worker as well. He worked on the boat that couldn't dock. And he see his senior citizen co-worker being jumped. And he's actually a diver for school. So he jumps in and swims over there to go help. So listen, the fight break out. It gets crazy. They finally are able to dock the boat. I am going to show that video because it makes me happy to see this.
I'm all down for community strikes. I'm gang all day. I just letting you know, you the nice one. I'm all down to show it.
Right. I'm not going to show like the whole thing. I'm just going to show y'all once these people get off the boat, right? Because you see the boat finally docked. And then you see all these people come out. I'm going to show that and then I'm going to get back to the commentary. This is why
boat saying play when they got off that boat.
But that nigga kissing their ass at first, he's in there like some TV shit.
I ain't lying.
Yeah, see, other folk will...
them people run.
Praise God. Did you see the warriors of Wakanda? These women was up here throwing them motherfuckers in the pow, baptizing hoes. I loved every second of it. Loved every second of it. We glad we made y'all proud, but you know, we have a history of rebellion. Y'all better read our books. We don't get it twisted. Like we've been doing this. We've been doing this.
They don't like to tell that part of the history, and also,
yeah, but we've been doing this.
Even more of it. But it was definitely a very, very proud moment to sit and watch this go down, and it was for me because they were jumping him. So we see, okay. It gets a little more crazy because women
bring the king with the child. Bring the king with the child. Because King T'Challa had arrived.
Okay. Okay. So what happens is they fighting at this point. They go, and the funny thing is you see some dudes like skip. That's my part. When they took their shirts off and they start skipping because them people, once they saw more people start coming to defend this black man, they want to get on their boat. They done now. All right. We finished. They get off that boat and run to like, nah, y'all ain't finished, cuz. Come on. You was just jumping him. Come on, cuz. So they get them back off the boat and stomp their ass into the ground. Then we see the white ladies trying to defend their men, right? And I'm not even going to be mad at the white ladies because if I see my man getting beat up, you know what I'm saying?
Ma'am.
Whatever, I might.
No, ma'am. Now, you know, a real black king would tell us to go stay in the car. Stop playing with us.
Yeah,
Stop playing with us. Yes. Like, there's just no way we would have got into a male brawl. Now, once you bring the little female in there, then we baptizing hoes, right? Right? Then they go into then it's a fade in the water, right?
Yes.
But until then,
even if your man is getting, like, let's say your man is getting beat bad, right? I'm not about to fight the man. Well, shit, I don't know. Reactions, reflexes, I don't know. But I'm gonna be screaming, ah! You know, I can understand them being afraid their man is getting beat up. These black men is coming with the strength of the ancestors to kick their asses for real. So I can understand Becky's being a little scared. However, don't come into a fight.
If my dude is getting jumped by 6 niggas, I'm not just stop. No, get over him. I'm getting in my car and I'm going skirt. Like there's just no way.
Are you hitting the people with your car?
Running them over like fucking speed bump. Speed bump. Yeah. But I'm not about to sit here and like jump on a man. That a real black king, the moment he sees you in a line of danger, it's gonna fuck his mind up.
Yes, true.
You get what I mean? Or you gonna place yourself in a situation where who knows if they're gonna do something to you and then beat his ass and he gotta watch it.
Right.
You know what I mean? So if I'ma jump in because my nigga's getting jumped, I'm coming with a car, a chair, a plane, a train. It's not happening. I'm setting niggas on fire with my lighter and my cigarette. I'm burning niggas in the back of their motherfucking neck. You know what I mean? But no, that would never happen to us because we don't do those types of things.
Exactly, we don't. But what I did love, because the black women did exactly what I would do. Because once I see a female touch my man, it's a problem. You don't put your hands on mine. Don't put your hands nowhere near mine. Okay, we good. Don't touch them because you a female. Oh, I can go. It's time. You tag me in, sir. I got this. Tag me in. I'm ready because what you're not gonna do is touch mine. So white ladies, man's getting beat up and they trying to jump in and grab the black men. But then you see the sisters come and they grabbing them and dunking them in the water, baptizing them.
They didn't even care. Listen, didn't think about if the hoes could swim or not. They could have died. Talking about, girl, this is Alabama. I don't know what's in that water. What y'all got, alligators and stuff down there? Y'all probably got a whole bunch of shit that can eat somebody up down there. That's down south. Y'all got like poisonous snakes and shit. I loved every second.
I loved it. I loved every bit of it. And then we get Uncle Cleophas. He come out with a folding chair. Do I need to go grab a chair?
The king with the chair.
I got one right over there across the room I'm looking at.
The king has a right with the chair.
It came with that folding chair.
Right.
And with daddy blasting people. This man was like blah, blah, blasting people on the head. And I just listen. I sat there and
I thought he saw a spider, motherfucker. I thought you know how we get when we see something that scared the hell out of us and we try to kill it.
Yes.
Like, damn, he stomped on that bitch like it was a spider.
But he hit a few people, and he came in like bop, bop, bop. I like that though. I don't know who is my ally, who not. Move. Y'all just jumped out, boy. I'm mad now. And he just went, and I sat there. Listen, I went down the rabbit hole. I was just clicking video after video, just watching them, and I'm just grinning. Like, I was so hyped.
I loved it.
I was like, am I toxic? Because I really love it.
No, ma'am.
I love
Not
this
after
so much.
our suffering here as African Americans, United States. No, ma'am. You were supposed that was a gift. That was a gift.
I loved it.
What a lit summer, girl. We done seen Beyonce. Yes. We done got to like cover a music festival. Mm-hmm. We done got to meet people on red carpets, and then we thought, girl, what a blessing.
You're right.
What a blessing.
You are right. So let me talk about my co-host's viral video. So what happened with Uncle Cleophas and his chair is a Caucasian lady happened to have been on the ground because the sisters had just got finished handling her for trying to get in the man brawl where she needed to sit down and mind her business. So the sisters had just got finished handling her, and she was on the ground trying to figure out what the hell happened to her life and how she ended up on the ground. Uncle Cleophas had just got finished bopping a dude in the head. He took that chair over to her. Bop, bop. Like,
her head went in like a turtle, y'all. Was like, it went in like a snapping turtle.
Like, that's like, girl.
I didn't even think she had a neck.
And he wasn't getting nobody right either. He wasn't showing no mercy, girl. He was swinging that chair hard as hell. Bop, like hard on their heads too. On their heads. And I wasn't mad at him. I was not mad at him. Where was y'all white asses when this man was being jumped? What was y'all doing? I don't care. It wasn't no remorse. They wasn't giving him no soft blows. They was kicking him and stomping on him. So I don't care. I don't care. So it was a guy who did a video, and he was like saying, everybody's talking about this brawl when y'all doing this and all that, but no one is actually speaking on how a lady was hit in the head with a chair. She was bashed in the head with a chair by a man, and no one is saying nothing. Well, someone did something, and her name is Karma Fox. Let's watch this video of Karma Fox's comments on the lady being hit in the head by a chair by a man. Let's watch, shall we?
Jeff. Hey, I want to tell you, I see all the content on social media.
So we don't give a damn about that lady getting hit with that chair. That chair was a spiritual chair. That chair was for Breonna Taylor, who got shot in her home while she was asleep by the police. That chair was for Diamond, who screamed on live while her baby was in the back seat when Philando Castile got murdered and we had to watch. That chair was for Sandra Bland. That chair was for Mammy, who had to watch an open casket of Emmett Till at the hands of white women. That chair was for Trayvon Martin's mother, who y'all paid legal fees for George Zimmerman to get off for killing that baby who was walking home with a hoodie and a pack of Skittles. That chair was for the time we was traumatized and watched George Floyd breathe his last breaths because there was nothing we could do but film, and all we could do was watch. That chair was for him. That chair is for when y'all shot up churches and then took that white man to Burger King afterwards. That chair was for y'all voting Donald Trump in and saying it was good people on both sides when they had their little tiki torches. That chair was for Ron DeSantis, who is terrorizing black people and people of color in Florida as we speak. That chair was so liberating for us to finally see in real time, us being able to fight back and win against oppressors that have been doing this for centuries, when all we could do was watch. My people joined in on the fight. Not only are we not going to give a damn about that chair, we going to take pictures with that chair. We going to make memes about that chair. We going to put that chair on shirts. That chair is going in museums. Because while you see a black man attacking a white woman with a chair, we see Black people being able to overcome and let y'all know that not only are we our ancestors, we are ancestors times 100. So keep fucking around and finding the fuck out.
as yes, she went in. Okay, she did. Yes, she did go in. Make sure you guys go follow Karma on TikTok, y'all. She been on fire over there on TikTok lately. Okay, gotta F around and find out for real. So.
Second viral video in 2 weeks.
Come on, second viral in 2 weeks.
Fuck around and found out is what that is. Yes. And again, thank y'all so much for the continuing notifications that I get on that video, even right now. Like, that is so amazing. The reposts, like, I've sent Candi so many reposts and like additions like that. That is crazy. People tell me to copyright it, make it a speech. Like, I just thought about that on my porch. So thank y'all so much for that love.
It was such a sermon. It was such a sermon. It was very powerful. It was very needed. And it did explain, like, man, don't nobody care as much crap. And it was weird because one person said, how would it be if it was reversed? It's always reversed. What the hell are you talking about? That's the problem. And if you paid attention, the beginning of the video is 5 to 6 white people jumping a Black man. You just don't like the end results, but it started with them messing with us, which is what they always do. So,
and that's why I mentioned Emmett Till, because y'all act like white women ain't had no hands in the destruction of my people.
Right.
So they always trying to be a folk out of her.
They would get beat up. I know they took that picture out nice and cute.
No idea.
They should have took an aftermath picture of what they look like.
No idea what was in store for that day. And then the kicker was, Trump was just in that area. Like a day before, I believe they said that there was a Trump rally there.
Yeah. So that's probably why they were empowered that day.
Yeah, like, y'all be letting Trump ensue this little race war. And if we were on equal footing, y'all won't last. Y'all have to really consider some of these decisions that y'all are making. These are not safe decisions. These are not
one of the things that we keep talking about on this podcast is consequences. There are consequences for your actions. They just fucked around and found out. Stop fucking with us.
Now, I will say this, because we done broke our unity with Meg Thee Stallion. So I'm going to say this. As happy as I was about the Montgomery Brawl, I wanted to see how long we could kumbaya before some type of divisiveness within our community happens. And when Tory Lanez got sentenced and the shit start rolling out again, I often wonder if we would have seen the same result if that was a Black woman or a trans woman or a queer Black male. I wonder, will we have seen just that same formula of unity? Maybe not in Montgomery, because this sound like they are one band, one sound. Like, they seem like they're a tight knit crew. They work on a boat together. They spend a lot of time. But I do often wonder, like, while I've said a few names that were impacted with police brutality, I do wonder with our intersectionality, would y'all have done that if we could rewind and reverse? Would you have jumped in when you saw Sandra Bland? Or would you have just filmed? You know what I mean? I am interested to see moving forward how the protection goes, because y'all can't protect Meg Thee Stallion right now. And she's not even in line of danger anymore. You get what I mean? So I do wonder what this is. And there was another divisive video, and then I'll move on from this. And I don't want to say it was divisive, but the content creator wanted us to understand that with the Montgomery Brawl, we are always Black first, and then we're woman, we're queer, we're this or that. And the problem with that is that our community has not realized that those intersectionalities impact the way that we move to freedom. And it cannot see T.S. Madison as an ally because she's trans, or you cannot see Meg Thee Stallion as an ally because of Tory Lanez, we will not be hitting motherfuckers with chairs. It just will not happen. We will not get to that unity part because it always depends on a hetero cis male being the face for that for y'all. And if we don't get our internal issues together, then we will be people when we do get to the other side and we become liberated, we will become our oppressors. And then hetero cis males will start to do the things that the whites did to us. So it's very important to continue the dialogue and conversation of understanding the importance of intersectionality, because if we really look at who's the most oppressed, which is trans Black women, and we create a freedom plan based off of what they go through, it benefits everybody. It benefits everybody because they have the most layers and barriers that if we attack them and get their voices heard, it benefits everybody because there's not a problem they haven't seen that won't benefit you in solving. So I just wanted to say that because this show ain't take long. I was only on the high for a week, and then y'all went ahead and started bashing Meg Thee Stallion over that level. And now we're back. So I just want to continue that conversation. I hope it's not divisive, but just really think about it. Like, would you have stood in a line or a bullet if you see a Black man beating on his woman in Walmart, or would you kept going or filmed it? Does it always have to be, you know what I'm saying, somebody of another ethnic group or race? Or are you really protecting your own? Because that's the camaraderie we would have in order to have this Black Panther and Malcolm X spirit that is ensuing right now. You get what I mean? So I just want to use that as a couple of takeaways to really have to digest that.
I mean, I was talking about that at work. Like, if it was, I don't think for me, although it was definitely beautiful to see my Black people come together to whoop some white people, oppressive, racist, bigoted ass. Like, y'all really just thought y'all could just beat this man up and it would be okay. Like, normally in these circumstances, people got guns and shit, and that's why people fall back and they don't get in because they don't have like weapons. But these people ain't have no weapons, so they were like, "Oh, this is a fight. Let's go." You know what I mean? I was talking about that with a coworker. I was talking with a Black coworker, and I was saying how we got an old lady that's 70 that worked with us, right? She's a senior. She's a white lady. If I saw my white coworker get like old lady getting jumped, I would want to stop that. Like, I don't want to see anybody being jumped, especially if they're my coworker. I don't even think the people, because there was a teen white boy that tried to intervene as well. He got punched in the stomach, and then he was like, "Oh, I'm out. That hurt."
He tried. He definitely tried, but he said, "No, thank you," and we applaud him for his effort.
He tried. So it wasn't like initially. It wasn't about the Black people going. It was like, y'all gonna just let this dude get jumped? How many white people was out there watching and didn't do nothing and just sat there and watched 5 to 6 white people jump this Black man? Like, because to me, it was like an older, I'm saying, like, that's not okay. I think that's something about Black people is we're compassionate. You know what I'm saying? Whenever you see like a video like on the news about like somebody that was held captive and they escaped and somebody rescued them, it's usually like a Black person. Yeah, I saw her and I went to help because we compassionate. It ain't even about color as far as helping somebody in need. You know what I mean? But they always want to paint us out to be these savages and these bad people that's doing all this stuff. And we really not. But we can be. Keep playing with us. And that's kind of what this whole thing was. We can match energies if that's what you want. It went from like 6 people jumping to like 40 people coming to defend him. Yeah, all right.
They couldn't wait to get off that boat. They was on the edge. You hear me? He let them go, and it was like attack. I loved every single minute of it. One of our comments says, "Be aware in Alabama." Let me tell you something. It's so funny you put "Be aware Alabama." I don't know if you're from. I feel like you're not from the U.S.
No, she said she's from Africa.
Okay, so let me tell you something. We still have sundowner towns here, okay? So if you're not familiar with sundowner towns, that means that even back in slavery, the reason why we were told that we need to be home before the street lights came on is because there were certain areas that Black people should not be in at dark. Those towns still exist. And so we are very much aware of how the South operates and what areas you don't want to be in. And we also understand that they will probably face some form of retaliation. Now, Montgomery is a predominantly black, but Alabama still smell like segregation. So we're very much aware of what we got going on here, because we stay in Ohio, and even so we have 3 to 4 black predominant cities, but there is even in Ohio places that I will not travel to after dark, because I'm not sure if I'm gonna come back, and that's just the reality of where we're at. So we aware, we know how Alabama is.
Yeah,
that's why I went on my bucket. I drove through Alabama to get to New Orleans. And this is how crazy we was. We ain't had no money for real, so we didn't want to fly. So me and my friend drove 12 hours to Louisiana. And I mean, we ain't stopped but for bathroom breaks. We started like 5, 6 in the morning because we had to get to New Orleans before it got dark, because we weren't going to stop down south, because we didn't know where to stop and where not to stop at, right? So we drove straight through. We had to pee, so we got into Alabama. When we crossed Alabama, they had political signs like stapled on the highway. Do you know how crazy you got? You just taking signs and stapling them on trees. We tried to go to one gas station to go pee, but as soon as we pulled up, they all looked at us, so we drove to another gas station to go pee and leave out. And we were out on the outskirts of maybe Selma. I don't know if we was in. I don't know where we was at, but we knew we wasn't supposed to be there long, and it was daytime. We didn't hit New Orleans until 6, 7 at night. It was 12 hours. So we hit there like 6, 7 at night. And I tell you, we are very much aware. So Alabama had never been on my bucket list, because I'm like, girl, I'm scared I ain't gonna come back.
Yeah. And see, I've been there several times. I got family there, and I got my aunt, my mom's sister lives in Birmingham, so you know I'm familiar with Alabama.
Yeah, if it wasn't the main cities, Birmingham, Montgomery, Selma, or Huntsville, I'm not going. I'm not even playing around with them other little cities. I'm not playing around with them.
I'm not going.
Not the 4 major black populations. And then I gotta ask, how far across the train tracks can I go? Because I don't be playing. I don't be playing with Alabama. I don't be playing with them.
I feel you. Well, listen, guys. I just want y'all to know my birthday is coming up. It's in 9 days. So we're gonna have to discuss Wednesday show, because I am having like one of my birthday DJ friend of mine, Ebony J, is doing karaoke spot and told me to have a birthday little bash there, so I'm doing that. But we'll be back, because we didn't do a show on the Housewives, and I had some personal stuff going on, so I wasn't really feeling up to it. But so we're gonna have to do 2. We're gonna have to cover 2 episodes. So we'll talk about after this when we'll do it, so you guys can do it, and then we'll be back again.
Julie really be caring about y'all, because she be like, we got to make up the show. Girl, I be telling Julie, girl, go live your life. Them people can wait. She know that about me, girl. We can do it tomorrow. Like, Julie for real, like Candi for real fucks with y'all, because I do not be caring. I just open to whatever she want to do. So she mean it. She gonna get y'all a show. Yeah, I would tell y'all asses it's her birthday. You gotta wait till she come back. Like, it is what it is. She a PPO.
Right. See, I appreciate that. I need that balance, because I will get into it and not live, and you got to live your life too. You know what I'm saying? So we will be back again next week, guys. But I wanted to close out and show you guys just one more little picture before we go. Just shout out to Uncle Cleo.
That's right. With a child. And told a bitch to have a seat. And have a seat she did.
And she did.
And she did.
Once again, fuck around and find out. We ain't playing with y'all. So keep your hands to yourself, and we'll do the same. Thank you so much for listening and watching us, and we will be back next week. Bye, guys. We love you.
Bye-bye.